Julia Roberts breaks her silence on heartbreaking death of ex-boyfriend Matthew Perry. Julia Roberts, who made a guest appearance in an episode of the NBC sitcom Friends once, has addressed the death of Matthew Perry and working on the show in an interview. Julia Roberts has addressed the death of her ex-boyfriend Matthew Perry and reflected on having once made a guest appearance in an episode of the show Friends. The actress, now 56, appeared in the second season of the NBC sitcom in 1996, featuring in the episode titled The One After the Super Bowl. She played Susie Moss, who was a former classmate of Matthew's character Chandler Bing. Matthew, who passed away in October, aged 54, is said to have briefly dated Julia around the time that they filmed the episode. She has now discussed having worked with him and his co-stars on the show, and addressed his recent passing. Julia was asked about Matthew's passing during an interview with Entertainment Tonight recently. It was whilst promoting her upcoming film Leave the World Behind, 2023, which reportedly includes references to Friends. Asked for her thoughts about Matthew and working with him, she told the outlet, "All good thoughts and feelings." She added that those who worked on Friends were also welcoming to her as a one-off cast member at the time. She further commented that it was a really fun time. And addressing the late actor's death, she said, "A sudden passing of anybody so young is heartbreaking." Julia added, "And I think that it just helps all of us just appreciate what we have and to keep going in a positive way as best we can." Seemingly alluding to references in the new film, her co-star Mahershala Ali, 49, added that it's beautiful that Matthew is honored in that way. He suggested that Friends is honored, coincidentally, and has a space in the film. Matthew mentioned Julia in his memoir Friends, Lovers and the Big Terrible Thing, which was released last year. He wrote that they had a brief relationship off-screen and that he broke up with her because he felt insecure. As previously reported, he said that there were hundreds of fax messages between them, as well as a 5-hour phone call, ahead of her appearance on Friends, and that they subsequently began falling for each other. Matthew said they later met in person and that a relationship began. He said they celebrated New Year's Eve together in 1995, but that he ended the relationship just months later. Matthew said that dating Julia had been too much for him and that he constantly feared she would break up with him. Discussing having been affected by his own insecurity, he commented, "I could never be enough, I was broken, bent, unlovable. So instead of facing the inevitable agony of losing her, I broke up with the beautiful and brilliant Julia Roberts."